if you're white and broke, that's a choice. Greetings babies, Future Gogetso here. Please excuse my microphone creating like a popping sound. It's still trial and error. I promise you it's not that disturbing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video nonetheless. Greetings babies, my name is Gogetso Mugwana and welcome back to my channel. It's such a pleasure to be back. And I'm going to tell you why I left in the first place. The topic that we're going to be speaking on today is being broke in your 20s. I'm 23 years old and I really feel like I've been going through it but I'm not going to reduce my experience of being in my 20s just because I'm in my early 20s. And there are people who are in their mid and late 20s that say, no, but you're still young. Don't let other people reduce your experiences and minimize them and act like they're not experienced enough. Being broke in my 20s led to this entire break, unintentional break that I have taken. And I have jotted down some notes, and this is the reason why. So what brought this on was comparison. What happens is that I live my life, have my head screwed on straight, get your head down, you focus, and we all know that life is a mental game. I start to realize my reality and see everything that I don't like. And then I start to compare. I'm like, okay, I'm 23 years old and I don't have a car. I don't have my own place to stay, but even my own place, but a car for me is just bare minimum. And then I start to look at other people, it could be people on social media, it could be people that I have once went to school with, people who have very wealthy parents, people who are well off. I don't have that. Everything that I have in my life, I had to graft for. People had cars waiting for them before they even had licenses. People can shop all their money, do everything that they want to do. What happens is, for a lack of a better word, please don't think, I don't like to use this word because I feel like people use this word very loosely. For a lack of a better word, I have a depressive episode. I'm really sad. I'm realizing my reality. I'm not where I want to be, and I start to feel like a failure. I think about all of the things that I could have done, the places that I could have been at if my circumstance was different. For those who know, and for those who are black and experience this, black tax is a real thing. You're thinking that, okay, I get a check, my check has to go here, 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 and here. When meanwhile, if I didn't have to do that, and if I didn't have to take on those certain responsibilities that actually shouldn't be my own responsibilities, I could have maybe been further. And black tax is just its own thing. Black tax is a video on its own. So let me know if that's something you would like me to touch on. Once I start to let these thoughts get into my head and stay and dwell in my head, I just start going down a spiral. I feel like whatever it is that I'm striving towards and the person that I want to be and the things that I want to do are just futile. What's the point? I should just give up because I've been grafting ever since I was an adult, ever since I finished school, and what's been the outcome? I start to compare and think, maybe if I wasn't me, maybe if, I don't know, I was like my white counterparts, I would have the life that I want to live, because I ain't finna lie, like, being white got its perks, bro. I feel like if you're white and broke, that's a choice. You can't be white and broke. I was just like, maybe if I was white, I wouldn't be broke. And even if you are white and broke, you're not gonna be broke sarur. If you broke, you're doing something wrong. Once I'm in this quote-unquote depressive state, I start to feel, of course, firstly, uninspired. I'm not living this free life that I feel like I should be living. And it gets a bit tricky when I'm in that state because every time I wake up, I'm like, everything, it just seems horrible. I wake up and, I must just firstly, there's nothing that winds me up like sitting there thinking about, I don't have a car. And then when I'm in the state, I have to remember, I have to go to work, and I have to sit there the whole day. And all of that it makes my reality sink in. And then I have to sit down with myself and be like, okay, so what's the game plan? To get out of that rabbit hole state, what I did was just sit down and being like, okay, let me acknowledge my achievements. Even though I'm not a full-time stylist, I book clients and my clients are happy with me and I'm happy with what I do. And the fact that I can book clients and the fact that I have had opportunities that are bigger than anything that I could have ever dreamed of. Mam Koni was looking for a stylist, and whoever she wanted to hire would style her for the Wakanda premiere in LA. And the day that I got the call that Kuketsu, you made it, after thinking that I didn't make it because I was just waiting for a long time, I was sitting in an office getting an interview after not having a job for months. And instead, what I did, and of course what parents who basically need you to have a stable income also, was just choose the stability. The fact that I had that opportunity, the fact that I was chosen for that. And I'm not gonna lie, I believe it, I know I would have styled that lady for Wakanda in LA. No joke. Look at your achievements. Look at everything that you've done. Look at everything that you thought couldn't happen that happens. Acknowledge the magic mindset. There's nothing that I didn't get that I said I wanted. That's why they say if you're going to manifest something, be very specific. I said, okay, I'm a stylist, I'm rolling in clients. Every single DM I got at one point during this year was for clients. And it was getting to a point where I was like, shit, I might just be doing this full time at the end of the year. And then what happens is life gets to you. Life shakes you. And I allowed myself to be shook. Do not allow yourself to be shook. Focus, zone in. No matter how much it shakes you, do not get shook. Because I got shook and all that client flow simmer down big time. Lastly, acknowledge your time. As much as, even for me, like, it's painful to think of and it's painful to say sometimes, like, okay, just acknowledge for when it's your time. And a part of that is my fault because I'm not consistent enough with it. And there's certain things that also do hinder me. Sometimes you just have to look in the mirror and say, am I working hard enough? Do I want it as much as I want to breathe? You know, if I'm going to stop now, I'm only stopping because I'm dropping dead. That's the kind of mentality that you need to have, you know, as they say lately. Delulu. Being broke in your 20s just because other people make it look like it's something so ill. Like, how do you not have your own car? How do you not have your own place to stay? Yes, some people have that, and congratulations, you know, big ups for them for getting their shit together so early on in life. And some people, honestly, like I said, just have wealthy parents. It would be nice to have it that easy. You know, sometimes that's the thought. Like, it would be nice to have it that easy. But sometimes you look at the graft and you're like, no one can just compare to me. I'm cut from a different cloth. You know, so anyone that's going to come with perks and benefits and mommy and daddy perks, you can't touch me, and I'm not going to allow you to touch me. Being broke in your 20s can be quite a blessing in disguise. You learn how to work for your things. You learn how to, you know, like, when you buy it yourself, you take care of it different. You know what I'm saying? You know you shield that thing with your life. You know if someone's going to come and step on your edge, because those are shoes that you bought yourself because you know that you worked for it. And if something fails, you're sad about it. If something happens, even if it's the most minuscule, tiniest achievement, you're so happy for it. So being broke in your 20s is really a motivation on its own. As easy as it is to get caught up in other people's lives and get caught up in comparison, don't let it break you down. Because when you get what's yours after putting in the hours of work, no one's just going to come and take it from you. But if you don't earn it, you don't protect it the same. Always try to better yourself as a person. Always try to invest in yourself. To acknowledge your achievements. Acknowledge the magic mindset. And if it's something that you haven't experienced, just think about the small things. There's little things like one day we were coming from the shop and I was talking about Kusela. And there's a car at the car wash banging what? Kusela. Those are magic mindset moments. If you haven't experienced it, try and experience it. That also is a whole video on its own. Let me know if that's something you'd like to touch on. Lastly, acknowledge, quote unquote, your own time. You working on God's time, it'll never be late. So continue to graft, continue to be the best person that you can be in your 20s. Feel your feelings. You're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to be tired. You're allowed. I believe that you're allowed to feel these things as long as you can feel it and never stop. That's all that matters. That's why I've been gone for the past 2 weeks, ever since my That Girl video. This is where I feel like I'm back. I ain't come back empty-handed. I come back bearing gifts. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to my little video of being broken in twins. I'm Gogetsu Mokwana, and until the next time, loves. Bye.